Maybe. Doing good. How about yourself?
Doing good. Deontay, first question for you. You mentioned your last 3 years are going to be legendary, or your next 3 years before you retire. What fights need to happen to make sure you not only go down as the Hall of Famer, which most people think you are, but as maybe a top 10 heavyweight?
Well, for me, I want all the top, the champions, the number one contenders. You know what I mean? All those at the top. So it's not really in any particular order. You know what I mean? And that's what I'm going with. You know what I mean? So all the best at the top. You know, I'm not gonna stop. I'm picking up where I left off at. You know what I'm saying? And I'm continuing to go on along with that. You know, 2 to 3 fights a year. I preferably have 3. I only have 3 years left, guys. You know, those 3 years are gonna go by super fast. So with that being said, I don't want to waste any time. I don't want to waste my time nor the fans' time. So long live the heavyweight division.
Let's get it, Deontay. Granted, you said you only have 3 years left, and you want to fight the top guys like you've always been doing, but people always want to hear like a name, you know? Like, who are some of the guys where you just like, if I end my career, I'll be a little unsatisfied if I didn't fight this guy, like a Joshua or anybody else? Who are just a few guys?
Joshua's definitely in there. I mean, whoever you can name is in there. I mean, I'm sure you got your list, and they probably up in there as well. I can name a lot of names, you know, but it's a lot of people that agree and disagree. So, you know, you got the Usyk, you got the Ruiz, you got the Joshua. Those are the top 3 guys that people really want to see. Especially Joshua is the number 1 fight in the world for me. Me and him. That's and that goes off of everywhere I go. I hear people say, me and Joshua, and that's the number 1 fight for them as well. For them. So, with that being said, you know, if that's the number 1 fight in the world for me to have, that's what I want.
Does it matter, Champ?
Anything unique you did in preparation for this fight?
We just went back to the basics of the thing. We went back to having fun and doing things that what got me here. You know what I mean? It's come Saturday night. I don't want people to think that I found a new style or anything like that. Just going back to the basics of things, you know, and having fun while doing it. I'm tired of this phase of my career is being having fun. You know what I mean? I'm soaking in my happiness and my peace, and it's all about fun. What comes my way comes. What not, don't. It's just like what I can control, I'm gonna control, and what I can't handle, then hey.
That's right.
I'm always good.
Marcus Hayes, Fight Hub TV. Deontay, we've seen, you said that you don't have a new style or anything, but we've seen what looks like some really strong footwork from you. How important is that footwork going to be for you going forward here?
Football is going to be very important. I mean, if you go back to the first fight of Stavern, I displayed a lot of movement. You know what I mean? We was agile, mobile, and hostile. And just going back to that, being agile, mobile, and hostile. You can go through your career for so long, changing up different things, fighting different guys all over the world. You pick up some things, you know, you get rid of certain things. So just going back to the basic of things.
Hey, Deontay, you fought in the UK before. You just mentioned Anthony Joshua. Does it matter if you fought him here in the States or in the UK, or do you want to fight him in the UK? You've been there before. You haven't.
I want to go to Africa for that one. Yeah. I mean, that's what I want to go. I want to go to Africa for that one, and solely Africa. You know what I mean? And I think that'll be a good one. You know, we both have roots from there, and you know, it haven't been a fight there in a long time. I think the last one was Lennox Lewis and Rothman. Correct.
Do you have an idea of what country you would want to do it in Africa?
Hey, you know, Nigeria, Ghana, Kenya. I mean, either one of those places. You know, it'll be a good fight for. I mean, just going back to the continent. You know, and being on the motherland, placing feet on the soil of there. So, you know, I don't have a preference of which state to be in the continent of Africa, you know, as long as we're there.
And I'm sure the fans would love to see you in Africa, but we already know the fans love you here in Brooklyn. What's it like to return to Barclays Center?
Man, it's an amazing feeling. You know, it's like a second home to me. When I set grounds here, I can feel the energy, you know what I mean? I can feel the excitement and the power of it. You know, look, some of my most dramatic and exciting knockouts have occurred here, right here in this facility. So I'm looking forward to continuing that and building on to my legacy.
And one time
you have a crazy right hand, but you know there's a guy in Joe Joyce who seems like he has the best chin like ever, takes everybody's shot. Do you ever kind of think about like a fight with him and say, hey, I wonder if you can take my shot?
I don't ever think that wonder who can take the shot or whatever. I mean, it's unhealthy to take shots anyway. You know what I mean? I always tell people we risk our lives for you guys' entertainment, and it's not cool to take punches anyway. So with that being said, I'm not looking to see who can take any punches. I just want a great challenge, you know. And if Joe Joyce is the one up there as well for a great challenge, then so be him as well.
Hey, Champ, Usyk is going to be here on ringside. He said he wanted to be ringside. He said he wanted this fight next, right? Is there any conversation? Have you had any conversation with Usyk?
I haven't had any conversation with him. You know, I'm on the outside looking in. I didn't ask certain people that I know that's been around him and certain people that's close to me if he's a man of his word. And certain people have validated yes. So I'm looking forward to him being a man of his word. I know the last champion that came to one of my fights and said they was willing to give me the fight was Joe Parker. And after having a devastating knockout, he turned the other way. So we'll see what happens. You know what I mean? The excitement is back. You know, I'm back, and long live the heavyweight division.
Based on what you've seen, based on
Clarissa Shields and Savannah Marshall are fighting this weekend. They're sort of billing it as the female Tyson Fury.
Who you with again?
Oh, the Boxing Boys.
Yeah,
The Boxing Boys.
Get out of here, bro.
Hey,
Deontay, you're familiar with your opponent, you're familiar with his location, you're familiar with the money. Describe the preparation and how you deal with intensity.
Say that again?
Familiar with the location, familiar with your opponent, and familiar with the winning. Talk about intensity and how you build to get ready.
You know, I've been a champion for a very long time. I've been in the top for a very long time. So it's like one of those things. You know what to do. You know, to stay there, to be there, and certain things change and certain things don't. You know what I mean? And by me being able to be familiar with being at the top, you know, we know how to put on a great show and be able to stay there and compete with the best that's up there, if not anything else.
You've accomplished so much in the heavyweight division, so many different things, longest reigning heavyweight champion in the last 15 years. Tell us, what does that fire still burn, and if it does, where does it come from?
My fire is still lit, I can say that. You know what I mean? I've been so successful in this business, especially financially, where I don't need this no more. You know what I mean? And it's a great feeling to be on the other side of the grass when, in my percentage, 98% of fighters don't have nothing to show for after the game is over. The only thing they have to show for is mental illness, Parkinson's, speech impairments, and a lot of other health problems that goes on while managers and promoters go on millionaires, sometimes turn into billionaires, and be able to support their children and their children's children. While the fighters, the only thing we get is a pat on the back and say, oh, he was the greatest in his time. Well, what is that? You know what I mean? So I'm just blessed to be in the position that I'm in. You know, I've accomplished so much in my career, and on top of that, I got a statue. How many of the greats, even greats now, that you know have a statue? So it's a lot of accomplishments that have been done. You know what I mean? All my accomplishments inside of the ring, well, most of it inside of the ring, outside of the ring, has been set in stone within the statue.
It's been over 4 years. It's been over 4 years since you've been in the ring with someone other than Tyson. What's that going to feel like?
I mean, it's gonna feel. It's just another opponent, another time, another place, and another day. You know what I mean? Like I said, I've been up at the top for a very long time. So with over 40-some fights. So you know, it's just another opponent. We're all trying to get have gain in life to support our family and go on with life and be able to have the good life. You know what I mean? So I mean, Robert is just another opponent. With Robert, we just have for me, we have different ties than other people. See, other fighters, some fighters you have relationship with, and some other fighters you don't. And with him, been a long time sparring partner, we have a relationship. So but once we get inside of the ring, that's where it's gonna count. I mean, this is the only time where we're in the ring where it really counts. Because other than that, it's just been sparring where iron sharpening iron. But we got a lot on the line, and I highly respect Robert. He's got a warrior heart, and I'm looking forward to him testing his heart against my heart. That's what's gonna make a great fight, and may the best man win.
Hey, Champ, what can you expect from your ring entrance? Can you expect another historic ring
Lil Kim or something like that?
Well, you know, I'm not gonna kiss and tell. You know what I mean? So y'all just have to stay tuned. A lot of people wonder what entrance or what I'm gonna be wearing and different things like that. You know, that's what part of pay-per-view about. So you ain't gonna be there by that pay-per-view and see what's going on, baby.
Welcome back, Deontay.
Yeah, man. Blessings.
Deontay, just the last thing from me. This last part of your boxing career has been a lot like a song. There's plenty of ways that you can hurt a man and bring him to the ground. You can beat him, you can cheat him, you can treat him bad, and you can leave him how he's down when he's down. Tell us, what is it like for you to have endured everything that you went through in these past couple of months in the last year?
I mean, what don't kill you makes you stronger. That's the saying, and I abide by that saying as well. And you know, I've been soaking in my happiness and my peace. So when you're happy in that peace, no matter what you may go through, all those things that you may go through, if you're happy in that peace, you know how to overcome those. You know how to endure all of it. I mean, look, ain't nothing been easy for me. You know what I mean? And the darker my skin, the more complicated and harder it becomes in the society and the world that we live in. And I don't think that's going to change. It's just, you know, I don't think it's going to change at all. But like I said, when you're happy in that peace, man, that don't really faze you. You just move with the punches, and you go on by life, and you find certain ways to live life and enjoy as best as you can with your loved ones and your family. I thank you guys so much for coming out. Yes, sir. Go ahead, bro.
There's talks that Andy Ruiz is